TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan, you know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. Now listen, man, salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel. You already know how we do over here at Grown Man Business TV, right? You feel what I'm saying? Listen, time and energy is the highest forms of currency, my G. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency at all times. I know they got you out here chasing this money. I know they got you out here chasing this green, chasing this paper, chasing this moolah, but always keep in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. Now listen, late night tap in. Late night tap in, and you tapped into the realest. Now let's get right into it. You already see the thumbnail. You already see the title. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. We're going to get right into this situation. Kanye West called Cardi B a industry plan. You understand? Kanye West has gone viral once again for speaking his mind. Now, I'm not sure if he knew he was being recorded, but he was being recorded, and he was recorded calling Cardi B a industry plan. Feel what I'm saying now? Cardi B responded, said what she had to say, but one thing for sure, two things for certain. I knew I was going to tap into this situation. Now, one thing for sure, you got to know, they asking me, Big G and BTV, you know, what is your perspective on this? What do you think about this? And they in the DMs, Big G and BTV, what do you think about what Kanye West said? And it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But quite frankly, yes. Yes. Cardi B is an industry plant. She's not the only industry plant, but right now she is the industry plant that we are talking about. Yes, Cardi B is a product of the industry. There is no talent there. There is no substance there. She is strictly a product of the industry. She's a young lady that was a stripper and, you know, got her big break on reality TV where the higher ups and the elites were able to tap in. The higher ups was able to see that, oh, this young lady's willing to do anything for fame. This young lady is willing to do anything to get a family out of the I mean, she's willing to do anything. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how the Cardi B was created. And that's how she was pushed and shaped and molded to be the industry plant that she is. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. I mean, just listen to the music. I mean, it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in a rap. And I always spoke about this. You know, Cardi B is a Latino. She is a Latino woman. You understand? That's engulfed in black culture. She's engulfed in hip hop. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But one thing for sure, two things for certain: the same music that Cardi B makes for you to listen to, for your children to listen to, for the youth to listen to, she doesn't allow her daughter Culture to listen to that same music. And we all saw the video where she was in the kitchen and she was playing the WAP song. She was getting jiggy and dancing to the WAP song. And as soon as Culture, her daughter, walked into the room, she cut off the music. That right there should let you know exactly what she's here for. Destruction. Now, this live is not just going to be focused on Cardi B. I want to kind of get deep into the situation of the industry plant, where the industry plant was originated at, where it came from, how it started. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, when you ask me, is Cardi B an industry plant? Yes. Absolutely. Kanye West was right again. He spoke his mind. He spoke from the heart. And most of the time when Kanye West speaks from the heart, you know, it's honest. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, within the title, you see the question, did NWA ruin hip hop? That's another question that came about on the Drink Champs episode with Special Ed, and it was a powerful question. And again, yes. Absolutely, yes. The answer is yes. NWA ruined hip hop. They ruined hip hop. And not only did they ruin hip hop, NWA are the first industry plants. The number one, the first industry plants put out there to the public, the first industry plants that was created, shaped, and molded by the industry, by the higher ups and the elites. Yes, NWA. And you know, I seen a lot of people in the DMs. I seen a lot of people in the comments that feel like, you know, people are hating on NWA. People are hating on the West Coast. You know, the truth hurts, my G. And here we carved out a lane for the real. That's it. We carved out a lane for the real. So when you come here, you come in to get the real. I can't sugarcoat it for you. I can't dress it up for you. I got to give it to you real. And NWA are the first industry plants, and they were so powerful. They delivered something to the industry. They delivered something to the community so powerful that there hasn't been an industry plant since NWA with the impact. You understand? And we're gonna get into this now. In my recent live, I told you I was gonna speak on Dr. Dre, and here we are. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Easy E, Yella, the whole NWA, just some young boys from the West Coast trying to get on, trying to get out of poverty. That's how it starts. You in poverty, you in these impoverished neighborhoods, crack infested neighborhoods, and you want to get out. You start creating music, and it's honest. In the beginning, the music is always pure. It's always honest. You understand what I'm saying? But it doesn't take long for somebody from that other community to get an eyeball and to see that, hey, I can make some money off these young black boys. Yeah, Jerry Helen. You seen the movie, you seen Straight Outta Compton. I ain't saying something that ain't been put out to the public. Jerry Helen, he's a part of that other community. The little hat community. He's a part of that. And he saw NWA, he saw Easy E, and he preyed on them. He turned instantly to a predator, and he preyed on them young black boys. Now, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But once they came up under Jerry Helen, once they came up under them and they introduced themselves to the industry, that was the beginning stages. Now, what you got to understand is when NWA first came into the industry, a lot of people turned them down. This was the first time that, a rap group came into the industry and somebody took a chance on them. And once the door was open, oh, they walk right through the door. They walk right through the door, my G. And just like everything else, it's an experiment. It's a project. So once they walk through the door, once somebody took a chance on them, NWA, that's what I'm talking about, right? That's when slowly but surely the industry started seeing the impact, the influence that NWA had on the black community. And once they really realized what was going on, once they really realized the impact, the influence, you understand what I'm saying? That's when the higher ups and the elites took notice. That's when the higher ups and the elites put their hands on the pot and they started stirring the pot. Now it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. But NWA, like I said, the first industry plants. NWA, the first industry plant. Dr. Dre, Easy E, Young Yella, all of them, MC Ren. NWA were the first industry plants. I'm not gonna stay long. I'm gonna drop this game off and I'm gonna let y'all double back and come get it. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be now. F the Police. That song came out. Big impact on the community. Big impact on the urban community. You understand? And what you gotta understand is this. Not long after NWA got together, not long after NWA blew up, that's when Crazy Bone said he was invited to that meeting. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Google Crazy Bone. He talks about a meeting in the mid 90s. The mid 90s. He was invited to a meeting at some mansion out there in Hollywood where the higher ups and the elites were meeting, and they had all of these industry plants come in. They had all of these artists come in, and they informed the artists, if you make this certain type of music, we'll give you stocks, we'll give you riches, we'll give you fame, we'll give you wealth, but you have to make a certain type of music, and that certain type of music is gonna fill up the private prisons. Again, Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. If you Google it, if you YouTube it, he tells a story that in the mid 90s, he was invited to a mansion where the higher ups and the elites were waiting for him. Him and a whole bunch of other artists. And they were informed, you understand me, that if they make a certain type of music, a certain type of gangster music, violent music, you understand me, that they would have private stock and they would have wealth and riches, but most important, private stock in these private prisons. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, like I said, NWA was the first experiment. They was the first project. They were the first industry plants. And once the higher ups and the elites saw the influence, once the higher ups and the elites realized what they had in their hands, they said, oh, we're going to do this times 100. We're going to use this music to fill up these private prisons. You understand what I'm saying? And again, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. But the information is right in front of your face. You just got to be able to see through the smoke and mirrors. You got to be able to see past the curtain, homie. And once you can see past the curtain, you can see clearly. You come to Grown Man Business TV for a reason. You come to this channel for the real. And I've carved out a lane for the real. So now let's connect the dots. You got NWA. They create a rap group. They start rapping. They're turned down by the higher ups and the elites. But Jerry Helen, a flunky, but still a part of the community, he gives them a chance. He walks them to the door and he walks them right through the door. You understand what I'm saying? And they blow up. Oh, they become a big time rap group, a big sensation. I mean, they blow up globally. First international, I mean globally, nationwide, and then internationally, they're blowing up. And that's when the higher ups and the elites realize what they have. Oh wow, these guys can funnel the urban community into our private prisons. And then what they say is, okay, we got one group, NWA, but now we're going to tap into all of the rap groups. All of the rap groups that have demonic symbols in their music and in their album covers. All of the rap groups that we think we can manipulate. We're going to give them opportunity to have stock and bonds, you understand me, in these private prisons. But we got to let them know what we're doing, so they have a meeting. Again, Crazy Bone talks about this. Salute to Crazy Bone. He's recovering because he just got ill. He's sick. And he's the one who told the story, how he was invited to a mansion where the higher ups and the elites were waiting. And they told him, listen, if you make this type of music, if you make violent gangster rap, you understand me, you'll have stocks and you'll have interest and equity in these private prisons. So I wanted to break that down for you because I'm talking about industry plans. But before we talk about Cardi B, before we talk about all these other industry plants, Usher Raven, I mean, all of these puppets, I wanted to take y'all to the beginning. I wanted to take y'all to the origin where it really started. The first industry plants where the higher ups and the elites first saw the opportunity to take advantage of the urban youth, to take advantage of hip hop music, NWA. And I told y'all in my last live that Dr. Dre is on such a level. I don't think there's anybody that's on a higher level than Dr. Dre when it comes to the industry. Not Puff Daddy, not Jay-Z. None of these dudes have contributed to the industry, contributed to the destruction of the community like Dr. Dre. NWA was the first time we saw that type of music. NWA introduced that violent, not give a music to the industry. NWA was so powerful that it pushed out rap groups like Grand Nubian. You understand what I'm saying? Queen Latifah, MC Light. A lot of this positive music was pushed out once they got a whiff of NWA. And I'm going to tell you something. After NWA, it's been a snowball effect. It's been a snowball effect ever since NWA. It's been copy and paste. Ever since NWA, it's been a snowball effect. They've been taking artists, they've been manipulating artists, and they've been using them and molding them and shaping them to push the agenda forward. You understand what I'm saying? See, it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. And when I heard Kanye talking about Cardi B, it made me want to go deeper. It made me want to scratch the surface because it's always deeper than rap. So now we got, NWA. NWA is the first, the first tool that helped the machine start funneling black youth to the private prison systems. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now let's fast forward from NWA. Because in between NWA and Cardi B, you have thousands of different rappers. You got thousands of different hip hop groups. You got thousands of different people that's helping the system, that's pushing the agenda. You understand what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about this because I got people in the DMs asking, Big G and BTV, the Oracle. Don't you forget the TV, and you better always remember the Oracle. Why, why don't you feel the same way about the movie industry? Now, I understand that the movies and the TV and all the visual concepts are powerful, and they are ran by the agenda. They are ran by the higher ups and the elites as well. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, this is what you got to understand. And I know it's going to be hard to believe, but you got to understand this. Sound waves are way more powerful than visual concept. I'm going to say that again. Sound waves are way more powerful than the visual concept. What you can see is powerful because you can see it, but you wouldn't believe how powerful the sound waves are. Yeah. The beat of the drum. You understand what I'm saying? The sound of the hi-hat, the snare, the vibrations, the levels of music. It's way more powerful than a movie. You understand what I'm saying? And in due time, they realized that as well. Because we all would, obviously think that if you can see the Terminator deleting people left and right, then maybe people will start delete. But it gets deep because we can look at the Terminator and automatically understand that this is not real. But when you listening to music, when you listening to NWA, when you listening to these artists and you listening to them over and over and over again, you become hypnotized. You become hypnotized on a level that the movies can't do. You become hypnotized on a level that the movies cannot produce. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You might see a sitcom. You might see a movie. You might see a show that has something that's influencing. You might see something on TV that's pushing the agenda. But if you don't watch it over and over again, it might not hypnotize you. It might not have the same effect, but it's easier to push repeat on a CD. It's easier to listen to music that you put into your MP3 or your CD player. You get in your car, you turn the radio on, and you hearing this music over and over again. It's way more powerful. So we're gonna stick with the music. Yeah, the industry plants. The first industry plant was NWA. Now let's talk about Cardi B, because I'm not gonna stay long. Let's talk about Cardi B. I got people in the DM saying, yo, man, how you figure that and how you figure this? Well, let me break this down to you. Cardi B said some things back in the day that's going to catch her, it's going to catch up to her in the long run. You heard it here first. Cardi B has a video out where she did a live stream and she talks about drugging men. She drugged men, she robbed men, she lured them into hotel rooms and she took advantage of them. Cardi B said this out of her own mouth. She doesn't like to talk about it. She's probably embarrassed about it. But it's something that's out there in the public. I've seen it. I got the video, Cardi. You understand what I'm saying? So Cardi B is doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing. You are an industry plant. She can barely speak English. You understand what I'm saying? But when you rap to these young black kids, when you rap to the youth in the urban areas, whoever's in the urban areas, this is the type of music you're going to push out. And as soon as Cardi B feels like she wants to push out something positive, as soon as Cardi B starts to go against the industry, starts to go against the agenda, that's when that live stream is going to come back to bite her in the ass. That's when they're going to bring that live stream back out and they're going to say, Cardi B, you used to rob men, didn't you? Oh, Cardi B, you used to drug men, didn't you? That sound like somebody don't that sound like Bill Cosby? Don't that sound like something that happened to Bill Cosby? So you got to understand something. They got Cardi B in a chokehold. You feel what I'm saying? There is no way around it. There is no way around it. When you go from a Queen Latifah to Cardi B, when you go from an MC Light to Cardi B, you got to understand the process. You got to understand the agenda that's being pushed. Listen to Cardi B music. It is garbage. It is garbage. And regardless if it's garbage or not, you got to understand something. Cardi B does not write her own music. Somebody is writing these lyrics for Cardi B. She goes into the studio and memorizes the lyrics, and then she produces it. Cardi B is the puppet. Cardi B is the industry plant. You understand what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people, again, in the DMs, because the DMs was flooded behind this situation with Kanye West. And they say, well, what about Nicki Minaj? What about Nicki Minaj? What about this? What about that? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Nicki Minaj, as well, was pushing the agenda. But I cannot lie to you. Nicki Minaj's first album had a lot of positive music in it. Nicki Minaj's first album had a lot of music that inspired young women to be great, inspire young women to go hard, to be respectful. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. And not only that, Nicki Minaj wrote that album. See, when you write music, you got to understand something, man. I'm trying to give y'all some game. I'm trying to give y'all the real. When you write music, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of disrespectful music. It's going to be a little bit of gangster music in there. But when you write music, it's coming from a pure place. So even Nicki Minaj has songs. I can't think of the songs. I ain't gonna lie. That first album had some hard, great music on it from Nicki Minaj, and it was positive, uplifting music. Because, like I said, when you write the music yourself, there is going to be some purity in there. It's going to be some positivity in there. But when you are an industry plant like Cardi B, there is no positivity in the music because you have somebody writing the music and they are intentionally writing the demonic music that you're going to push to the youth, the demonic music that you're going to push to the masses. They're intentionally writing the demonic music that you're going to use to influence the youth. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Like, even if I double back to NWA, being as though, Ice Cube was writing the music. He was writing the music. Some of the music is going to come from a pure place. So that's where you have those positive songs. They had a couple of songs that were positive, but the negative music was so powerful that it outshined the positive music that Ice Cube was trying to give to the people. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. They literally, intentionally put Cardi B in position to replace Nicki Minaj. And why would they do that if Nicki Minaj was such a industry plant? It's because they could see the future. They play chess at the highest level, which means they can see that Nicki Minaj was starting to veer this way. She was starting to veer towards women empowerment. She was starting to veer towards, going against the industry, going against the agenda. And when they recognize that, listen, Nicki Minaj is a hell of a lyricist. She doesn't let anybody write her music. We're not going to be able to infiltrate her. Now, we can try to tell her, this is the type of music we need you to produce, Nicki. But if she doesn't write it, it doesn't come into fruition. Oh, follow me, my G. Follow me. You come here for the real. You come here for the real. And if you go into my older videos, you'll see me, speaking up for Kanye West. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, I understand that Kanye West is a hell of an artist. But to be that high level of an artist, you got to be a little bit cuckoo. So if he doesn't articulate himself in a certain manner, people think that he's crazy. If Kanye West doesn't really dumb himself down, calm down, and articulate himself in a proper manner, people are just going to think that he's crazy. But I'm telling you here right now, he's far from crazy. You got to know Kanye West ain't hating on Cardi B. It ain't a money thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kanye West was just a billionaire. So it ain't like he hating on her because of the money. He's speaking the truth. The same music Cardi B makes, she won't let her own daughter listen to. So why would she be pushing that to your daughters? The same music Carisha makes, she don't want her daughter to do. She don't want her daughter to listen to. Carisha, Young Miami said it out of her own mouth. She don't want her daughter to be a city girl. Matter of fact, she said her daughter will not be a city girl. But the agenda of the city girl, she pushes it to your daughter. She wants your daughter to be a city girl. She wants you to be a city girl. The whole time she wants to be a wife. She's begging for Diddy to marry her. But I told y'all, Diddy more in the saucy Santana than he is Carisha. I told y'all, look at the last live. Diddy is more in the saucy Santana than he is Carisha. So that ain't gonna happen. So again, when you talking about these industry plants, it is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. It's time for real artists. It's time for real men. It's time for real women to stand on business and start pointing out these industry plants. Cardi B, you are a industry plant. And this is what you got to understand. Like I said, man, you heard it here first. That live stream that Cardi B's talking about drugging men, talking about, robbing men, talking about luring men into hotel rooms, that's the ace in the hole. That's the ace in the hole for the higher ups and the elites. I told y'all in my last live stream, the higher ups and the elites always keep an ace in the hole. They always keep something over your head that they can use against you at any time to prosecute you, homie. To really damage and end your career. And after they end your career, they put the handcuffs on you. So as long as Cardi B is talking about bongos, as long as Cardi B is talking about WAP, as long as Cardi B got Megan Thee Stallion on her side and they busting it wide open for the people, influencing the young girls to follow their lead, she's okay. She'll be in the clear. She's free to do what she wants and move how she wants. But as soon as Cardi B starts to go against the agenda, soon as Cardi B starts to speak against busting it wide open, as soon as Cardi B starts to preach marriage, yeah, that's when they'll use the ace in the hole. So Kanye West said what I've been talking about. Salute to Ye for that. Salute to Yeezy for that. Salute to whatever he calling himself at this present moment in time. Salute to him. Salute to him. But I had to break down the origin of the industry plant. See, one thing for sure, two things for certain, man. The higher ups and the elites, they're very smart. But it's not because they're geniuses. It's more because they are very observant. The higher ups and the elites are always watching. I tell y'all this all the time. They're always paying attention. And as soon as they see a chink in your armor, as soon as they see a way in the door, they bum rush the door. Oh, wow. Listen, we didn't even think that these young black men, NWA, were going to, who listens to rap music? Come to find out, everybody listens to rap music. Oh, wow. We really didn't know how we was going to get these private prisons filled up. Now we got the ones we're going to use. We got the industry plant. We're going to use it. We're going to plant this right in the industry, and we're going to fill up these private prisons. How can we get these young women to degrade themselves? Yeah, we had Little Kim, we had Nicki Minaj, but I'm talking about on a whole nother level. I'm talking about Nicki Minaj. I'm talking about Little Kim times 1,000. Okay, we got Cardi B. Cardi B is the industry plant that opened up the floodgates for all of this bullshit music that these women are putting out. Excuse my language, YouTube. I know how y'all do. But Cardi B, she opened up the floodgates for all of this trash music that the women are putting out right there. See, listen what I'm saying to you. You had Nicki Minaj. She was doing a little thing. You know, Nicki Minaj like to get a little freaky, but she always hid the message too. Nicki Minaj writes her own music, so she hid the message in the music. Okay, let's get rid of Nicki Minaj and let's put Cardi B right here. She don't write her own music. We're going to write the music for her. Right after Cardi B, what you got? City Girls. You got Megan Thee Stallion. You got Glorilla. You got Sexy Red. You got Suki Hana. All five of these artists, all five of these industry plants came after Cardi B. All five of these industry plants came after the project, after the experiment of Cardi B. You understand what I'm saying? Do that make sense to you? Can you feel me on that? Can you feel me on that? Cardi B talking about WAP. Megan Thee Stallion talking about city, hot girl summer. She talking about hot girl summer. You got the city girls talking about, busting it wide open and getting dudes for a check. You got Glorilla. Glorilla says she like for her men to come on her french fries so she can eat the french fries. And last but not least, you got Sexy Red. Oh, we already know what she talking about. I ain't even got to repeat it. All of this stems from Cardi B. When you ask yourself, where is this music coming from? Where are these artists coming from? How are these females able to get into the game and make money and become rich and push this agenda on these young girls? You got Cardi B to thank for that. You got Cardi B to thank for that. See, you're gonna come onto YouTube, you're gonna come onto these apps, and you're not gonna hear nobody give you this game. You're not gonna hear nobody keep it 100 with you the way you're gonna hear it here at Grown Man Business TV. Cardi B is an industry plant. You understand? And she worked out just fine. She's done exactly what the higher ups and the elites put her in position to do. Because again, you got Megan Thee Stallion, you got Suki Hana, you got Sexy Red, you got the City Girls, you got Glorilla. I'm talking the filthiest black females you can find out here. Glorilla says she like for her men to come on her french fries, and she eats the french fries with cum all over them. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And the problem is when you really break down Cardi B doesn't sing like this to her Hispanic people. The songs that Cardi B does for the Latino community don't sound like the songs that she do for the urban black community. Cardi B won't even let her daughter listen. It was so crazy to see how embarrassed and how flustered and how sweaty she got when her daughter ran in that kitchen and just got a little bit in her ear of that bullshit, that nonsense that she raps about. Carisha, she said her daughter's gonna be a schoolgirl. She don't want her daughter. Matter of fact, her daughter's not gonna be a city girl, but your daughter will be a city girl. Your nieces will be a city girl. If they can get their hands on your nephew will be a city girl. That's why they got Saucy Santana running around. All of this, even Saucy Santana, all of this comes after Cardi B. Ooh. Ooh. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Salute, my G's. Salute. This a late night tap in when you tapping into the realest. So I'm not gonna stay long, but I had to drop this game off. I had to drop this game off before y'all start calling Kanye West, before y'all start calling Yeezy crazy. Nah, he's far from crazy, homie. The difference between me and Yeezy is I'ma articulate it a certain way. I'ma give it to you so raw. I'ma give it to you so potent that you ain't gonna be able to deny the real. Yeah, you cannot deny the real. Now, again, I told y'all, before I got in on Cardi B, I wanted to give y'all the origin of the industry plan. The higher ups and the elites, they don't really know. It's all touch and feel. It's all trial and error. They take a chance on you. They say, let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, then they get rid of you. They end your career. Before they take a chance on you, they get the dirt on you. They put the ace in the hole. Cardi B has a video out. Cardi B, boy, Cardi. Cardi, you already know. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm tempted to pull out the MacBook so I can play it. I want y'all to hear it. But you know what? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. If you want to hear Cardi B say that she robbed men, she lured them to hotel rooms, she drugged them. That's the ace in the hole, Cardi B. Anytime that you think you're gonna stop being an industry plant, now let me take it a step further, right? Let's just say Cardi B starts to get older. In due time, Cardi B's influence on the youth is gonna wither away. As soon as you start producing at the level they have built you up to produce on, they're gonna tear you down. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, my G. The industry plant. The industry plant. Let me give you another example. Bunny hopping Meek Mills. Bunny hopping Meek Mills. Let's talk about bunny hopping Meek Mills. This is another prime example of an industry plant. An industry plant. You understand what I'm saying? Starts out organic, rapping at a radio station. He meets Rick Ross. He gets his opportunity to get into the industry, and Rick Ross walks him to the door. We all know about the door. Salute to Hassan Campbell for that. The door. They walk him through the door. You understand what I'm saying? And in due time, they catch him for this. They catch him for that. He has to do a little time. Now it's time for you to start producing. And let me give you an example of how Meek Mills pushes the agenda, how Meek Mills is an industry plant. So when you with the higher ups and the elites, you bunny hopping Meek. When you with the higher ups and the elites, you at these mansion parties with these with the LBG and the 123. You over there with them. You doing what needs to be done for you to stay relevant, right? But when you come to us, when you come to the black community, when you come to us, you talking about splitting your little mans in two. The song he got with Rick Ross right now, he talking about shooting and sliding and what they do and how they keep the clips, but you're supposed to be prison reform. See, again, you got to look through the smoke and mirrors. How are you talking about, in the music that we listen to, you talking about sliding, you talking about shooting, you talking about killing. But then you go hang out with the higher ups and the elites and you let Diddy call you daddy. Huh? You bunny hopping on the tennis court. You raising money for prison reform. Well, listen what I'm telling you. Listen what I'm telling you. Ooh. Listen, for you to have prison reform, you gotta have prisoners. Ooh. The game you get over here is like no other. For Meek Mill to have prison reform, you have to have prisoners. And when you make that music, talking about sliding, talking about splitting you and your little mans in two, talking about getting the clip and loading the straps, when you do that music talking about that, that helps keep the prisons full. And if you keep the prisons full, now you can have prison reform. But see, if you didn't have no prisoners in prison, you couldn't have prison reform because there would be no prisoners. And I ain't talking about white prisoners. I'm talking about black, Hispanic, urban community prisoners. Yeah. It's powerful music, homie. It's powerful. The message is powerful. My voice is more powerful than CNN. My voice is more powerful than Fox News. My voice is more powerful than the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God playing butt tag every morning. Put two and two together. When Meek Mill is over there with the higher ups and the elites, is bunny hopping Meeky. Oh, bunny hopping Meeky. Then he goes to Puffy's house and he's calling Puffy daddy. And he's saying he wants to go to daddy's house because that's what they call Puffy's house, daddy's house. But then he gets with Rick Ross and they make visuals and it's Shaq and Kobe and you're talking about sliding and shooting and killing. And then after you get done sliding and shooting and killing, you go to Atlantic City and you raise $4 million for prison reform. Whew. We talking about industry plants, man. We talking about industry plants. And I mean, it get deeper than rap. It get deeper than music. I told y'all that YouTube is the new portal. Malik K, salute. YouTube is the new portal. You understand me? So listen, yeah, you gonna have dudes like Grown Man Business TV giving up the game. But the ones they gonna push the most is these jail dudes that glorify jail. You know, I made 20 years look good. Ain't no way to make 20 years look good, homie. Ain't no way you can make 20 years look good. But how about this? If you can tell the youngsters that you made 20 years look good, then they ain't gonna mind going to jail for 20 years and they gonna try to make it look good. So even these YouTubers are industry plants. Even these YouTubers are industry plants. They're not just gonna use radio to get your kids to go to jail or get your kids in the LBG 123 or have somebody glorify prison. They're not just gonna use movies. They now using podcasts. Now they using podcasts. They using content creators to funnel to the private prison system. So now you got a dude talking about he made 20 years in prison look good. Cause come on, homie. Come on, homie. Only the real gonna relate to this. Only the strong gonna survive, and only the real is gonna relate to this. And it all started with NWA. The origin is NWA. Fast forward to present day, you got Cardi B and you got Bunny Hop and Meek. And when it come to these YouTubers and these content creators, you got all of these jail dudes. Huh? You got all of these jail dudes fighting to be in the industry, fighting to be sitting up with celebrities, fighting to be up under the higher-ups and the elites. And when you do that, you got to push the agenda, homie. Jail ain't cool. Prison ain't cool. Ain't none of that cool. Ain't none of that gangster life cool. Supreme too, Supreme, his son, ain't none of that cool. Tax Stone, Rat Stone, ain't none of that cool, homie. And that's what, again, the industry plan. The industry plan. I had somebody tell me recently, man, if you just went and, got a little setup, got a little microphone, set your little background up, and started talking this talk, you could be the face of YouTube. I don't want to be the face of YouTube. You come here for Grown Man Business. You come here for the real because I've carved out a lane for the real, and that's it. That's it. That's all you get when you come to this channel. Salute to everybody that's tapped into the real. You're going to tap in or you're going to tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. They were trying to figure out how can we fill up these private prisons. Little did they know rap music was going to be the funnel to fill up these private prisons. They got NWA, they put them right in position. Perfect scenario, quiet storm. They started influencing the nation. They turned around and said, you know what? We're going to have a meeting with all of the prominent rappers. Bone Thugs and Harmony, all the prominent rappers. And that mansion, they like to use those mansions for those mansion parties. But this time it was a mansion meeting. And I told y'all can YouTube Crazy Bone telling a story about being invited to that meeting with the higher-ups and the elites somewhere in the hidden hills of California. And the higher-ups and the elites told Crazy Bone with a whole bunch of other rap artists that we need y'all to make a certain type of music. We need y'all to become industry plants. Y'all become industry plants, y'all can have stock in the private prisons. What started happening after that? What happened after that meeting? What happened after NWA? All the prisons are filled up. Everybody's getting rich. Everybody's eating. Now we got to figure out how to get these young girls to take their clothes off. How can we influence these young girls to do what we want them to do? How can we hypersexualize these young girls? Now we got Cardi B. We got Megan Thee Stallion. We got Suki Hana. We got Sexy Red. Yeah, we got Glorilla. Glorilla, who like to eat her french fries with cum all over them. That's some of the I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I done heard a lot of crazy, crazy, crazy things in my life. But I ain't never heard a young lady say she wants you to come on them french fries so she can eat them. All of that stems from Cardi B, the industry plant. Cardi B, she spawned about 5 or 6 powerful entities, industry plants. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You don't see Taylor Swift looking like that. You don't see Taylor Swift talking like that. You don't see country music talking like that. We don't listen to country music. So I had to come up here because, again, before I let y'all call Yeezy crazy, I'm going to speak on that. These YouTubers, they industry plans. The YouTubers that's dying to have the celebrities on their podcast. The YouTubers that want to be in the mix with the celebrities. The YouTubers that's begging to be in the industry. I ain't got to say no names. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It ain't just one. It's about 10 of these dudes that's begging to be in the industry. That's dying to have some type of celebrity on their podcast so they can get some numbers. These are the new industry plans. These are the new guys that's going to funnel and going to push that agenda. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, you ain't going to get it like this nowhere else. You ain't going to hear it like this nowhere else. The game is, the game is the game. It's to be sold, not told. I come on YouTube and I'm selling it. We get YouTube checks, yeah. We selling it. But I ain't here to manipulate the algorithm. I ain't here I ain't here for that. Trust me, they listening. Trust me, they watching. They hear me, homie. 23 people in the live chat. By tomorrow, a few hundred people done heard it. 1,000 people done heard it. It don't matter. Trust me. Sometimes you ain't gonna get it off YouTube. You gonna get it from word of mouth. Man, you heard what that dude, Grown Man Business, was talking about? Crazy. Crazy. I'm not trying to sit up under no celebrities. The reason this sound like this is because I'm not an industry plant. That's why it sound like this. That's why I feel like this. I'm not an industry plant. I don't have no Geppetto pulling no strings. I do what I want. I say what I want. Yeah, I could be talking about anything. I could be talking about anything. But I'm trying to give you the game on the industry plan. YouTube, Kanye West calling Cardi B an industry plant. And listen to what he was saying. It's all facts. Cardi B's not talent. What talent? Give me, hey, listen, come in the live chat and tell me one nice Cardi B line that you heard. One bar from Cardi B that you just couldn't never forget. That was the hardest bar that Cardi B ever said. Somebody tell me a hard Cardi B. Man, I heard Cardi. You heard what Cardi B said the other night? That was fire. Somebody give me a Cardi B line. There is no talent there. You give me a Cardi B line that you like, and I'll find the writer who wrote it. Huh? You give me the Cardi B line that you like the most, and I'll find the writer, the ghost writer who wrote it. There is no talent there. She is an industry plant here to lead the youth to the hellfire, to lead the youth to destruction, homie. That's what she's here for. And because somebody says it, especially a black man saying it, yeah, it's deeper than rap, homie. It's not just somebody saying it, it's a black man saying it. Now we got a problem. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, man. Ain't nothing you could listen. Listen, salute the Ye for that. Salute the Yeezy for that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. The industry plan. These YouTubers is industry plans. These rappers is industry plans. Rick Ross was a CO. And I like Rick Ross. I like his music. But we gotta be honest. Why don't Rick Ross rap about being a correctional officer? Listen, why don't Rick Ross tell the youth ain't nothing wrong with getting a job? Go be a correctional officer like I was. Because that ain't pushing the agenda. That ain't pushing what the higher ups and the elites want from you. Rick Ross had a 9 to 5. Rick Ross was a correctional officer. Now, I don't know what he was in there for. I don't know if he was helping his homies out. None of that shit matters to me. What matters to me is that you took the test and you passed it. You took the physical test and you passed it. Yeah, physical fitness, all of that, whatever it is, you passed it. And they gave you a gun and they gave you a badge and they gave you some handcuffs, Rick Ross. They gave you a gun, they gave you some handcuffs, and they gave you a badge, Ricky Rose. Now, why you ain't preaching that to the youth? Why you talking about Shaq and Kobe? Why you talking about sliding? Why you talking about all this gangster talk when you was a cop, homie? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. That's what I mean when I say industry plan. The industry is gonna use you to manipulate the masses. And as soon as Rick Ross gets on here and he starts telling these youngsters, listen, man, don't worry about being a rapper. We need more correctional officers. And here is the picture right here of me being a correctional officer. I did it. You can do it too, youngster. Go get your 401k up, youngster. Go get a job, man. Get your income tax statements up. You get 2 or 3 years worth of income tax statements, you can go buy a house, youngster. Soon as he does that, he loses everything. Trust me. Soon as Ricky Rose starts talking and telling the youth to go get a job. How about this? Let me take it a little bit further. Instead of having a car show, Ricky Rose, how about you take 2 acres? 2 acres that 2 good acres, and you bring kids on your 2 acres for 2 months out the summertime. So all those kids in Atlanta don't be out there trying to, sell water. So they not water boys. You bring them young boys onto your property for 2 months. You give them a job. You teach them how to farm. You teach them how to fill out applications. You teach them how to be a correctional officer. And then you put them back on the street. Soon as Ricky Rose does something like that, he loses everything. Whew. It's passion in this. It's passion in this. Industry plans. Huh? Take some of that paper, invest in the youth, bring them onto your property where you have full jurisdiction of, you're fully in control of, and start teaching them how to shoot. Start teaching them, giving them gun lessons. Teach them, show them, listen, you need to be we need more correctional officers. We need more police officers. We need more men like you with a badge and handcuffs. After Ricky Rose does that, he loses everything. Let's talk about these YouTubers. You better get up here and talk about prison. You better get up here and talk about all the drugs you had in prison. You better get up here and glorify prison. Yeah. Do that and your numbers will go up. Expose some snitches. But you better not never tell these youngsters how to stay out of jail. You better not never give the real stories of jail. You better not dare scare these youngsters from going up in there. Matter of fact, tell them you made it look good. Tell Listen, tell the youth, tell the kids in New York City that you made 20 years look good. Look, we got 20 people in the chat, and you said you made 20 years look good. Great job. We're going to advance you now. We're going to advance you now. Keep pushing that message to the youth. Keep talking to the youngsters. Keep making them think that it's cool. Listen, it's cool that. Matter of fact, we need you to talk down on the 9-to-5 workers. We want you to make it look cool to be in jail, but to look bad to have a job. Woo! If you do that, we'll introduce you to the industry. We'll get you over there with Fat Joe. We'll get you over there. We'll get your podcast going. Your numbers will soar. But as soon as you start talking about the reality of jail, as soon as you start telling the youth the trauma that you have faced in jail, you ain't make 20 years look good. Your grandma passed away while you was in jail. You think your grandma wanted to die while you was behind bars? You think your grandma didn't want to see your face before she took her last breath? You lost. Now you start telling the youth that, your numbers start to fall. You start telling the youth that, whew, ain't no telling where we'll have you at. Huh? Ain't no telling what'll happen. You might catch a gun charge. Your ass might end up back in jail. Hey, such and such, breaking news. That might just happen to you if you start telling the truth. Industry plants. Kanye West called Cardi B an industry plant. Well, listen, Grown Man Business TV, I'm calling all you rappers industry plants. I'm calling all you actors industry plants. I'm calling all you content creators industry plants. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. At all times. Grown Man Business, the name Grown Man Business, is because when I was coming up, grown men, they gave the youngsters the business. When I was coming up, the grown men gave the youngsters the game. Nah, shorty, you stay off the block. Nah, shorty, you can't hustle over here. Take this, go to school. If I catch you on the block, you know what it is. I came up under that kind of regime. These dudes, the OGs had them on the block as youngsters. They showing us pictures of them at 13 with big ass guns in their coat like it's cool. It wasn't cool. It ain't cool. Obviously. Huh? That's why they don't like this. They don't like when I talk like this. I am not in the algorithm, homie, and I'm not trying to stimulate the algorithm. I don't do it for the algorithm. I ain't starting a podcast, nigga. That ain't what I'm here for. This ain't entertainment. Yeah, I'm not interviewing Lil Meech or Lil Supreme. I ain't sitting with them. It don't matter to me who was bigger, Supreme. It don't matter to me. They both in jail. That's what I'm saying, the game, the industry plan. You got niggas on here arguing about who was bigger, Supreme or Big Meech, and they both doing life in jail. Come on, man. Come on, man. And it's a couple of y'all in my live chat that I see. When I get these clips, I see y'all over there, but I respect it. I respect it. I like junk TV sometimes too. Every blue moon, you might catch me at a fast food restaurant, but that's far in between. Every now and then, I'm going to watch some BS on TV. I'm going to watch some BS on this app right here. But I like the real more than ever. I'm going to tap into the real. If it's a documentary, if it's another content creator that's giving up the real, I'm going to tap in with that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know, salute to all the youngsters that hit me up in my comments and hit me up in my DMs and say, Big G and B TV, man, you inspired me to go get my CDL license. Big G and B TV, man, you inspired me to make this move or to make that move. Once these industry plants start doing that, they fall. It's the cost of being in the industry, homie. That's the cost. As soon as Cardi B start getting young girls to say, Cardi B, you inspired me to get married. Cardi B, you inspired me to stay with my husband. Me and my husband was having problems and he cheated on me. But I remember how Offset cheated on you and you kept your family together. You inspired me not to get a divorce. As soon as that happens, Cardi B falls. Oh, Cardi, you remember when you was drugging men? Oh, you don't, do you remember? Oh, hold on, Cardi, hold on. Cardi, I don't know, Cardi. I'm not sure if you remember when you were saying this. I'm not sure if you remember when you were saying that. But Cardi, we got to talk to you. We need to talk to you, Cardi B, because if you're not pushing the agenda, yeah, it's late, baby. Bro, it's late night. I'm up in here with y'all late night. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I would say tired. Yeah, I would say a little tired. But you know what? The message got to get pushed out if I'm tired or not. Sometimes the message got to get put out. Sometimes the message got to get pushed out regardless if I'm a little tired or not. I told y'all in my last live stream that I was a little bit under the weather. That's why I haven't been going live. I haven't been live in maybe about a week. I was a little bit under the weather. The thing is, in Florida, you know, in the Sunshine State, it's hot. It's always hot. You understand what I'm saying? So when I travel and I'm crossing state lines, it's getting chilly up north. So I made a trip up north and I came back down to this Florida weather and it kind of threw me off. Right? So yeah, I'm a little bit under the weather, but don't trip about that. Nah, you good. I appreciate you, homie. Now listen, hold on. As soon, hold on. As soon as Cardi B, right? As soon as Cardi B starts influencing the youth in a positive manner, as soon as Cardi B starts influencing the youth in a positive manner, this is going to come up. And I want to give y'all some game. I want y'all to follow me on this. As soon as Cardi B, hold on. As soon as, here we go. As soon as Cardi, here we go.
In a statement on Twitter, Cardi B claims the
this is what's going to pop up.
In a statement on Twitter, Cardi B.
That's what she used to do. That's what she used to do. That's what Cardi B used to do. So what you got to understand is that's what's going to come up. Yeah, man, Donnie, I ain't going to lie to you, man. So again, down here in Florida, shit, it's hot outside during the day. It's still 90 degrees. It's hot all year long. And around January, maybe February, for about 2 weeks, it might get a little bit cold. But you know, when I hop in the truck, like I gotta be in the truck tomorrow, so I'm in this live in a few minutes. I'm driving up to Iowa. When I get to Iowa, man, it's like 55 degrees outside. You feel what I'm saying? So when I came back down, it had me, my nose was running, you know, had the sniffles. And I'm just kind of now getting over that low cold. So, and then it's probably like 2, 3 in the morning. So I'm about to tap out. But yeah, man, don't worry. So listen, man, you already know what time it is, man. You already know what time it is. The industry plans. The industry plans, homie. You got to keep your eyes open. The reason why y'all tap in here is because you only going to get the real. You know, I've carved out a lane for the real. And I'm the only one in it. I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Keep that in mind when y'all watching these other bloggers and y'all watching these content creators. You can't make 20 years look good, homie. There is no way. It's impossible. You understand what I'm saying? Ricky Rose should be telling the youth to be correctional officers. Meek Mill, if it's prison reform, then you can't be rapping about sliding and clapping and clips and guns. You can't be rapping about that if it's really about prison reform. See, you leading the youth to prison so you can have prison reform. You're helping the agenda. You're helping lead the youth to the prison so that you can raise money for prison reform. You never heard nobody say this before. Cardi B. Cardi B, you know, she was put in position to get rid of Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, if you like her or not, she's a real artist. She writes her own music. She's talented. She's a powerful female. Powerful. We got to get rid of her. We got to put Cardi B. And soon as Cardi B gets in the position, she spawns Glorilla. Glorilla likes to eat her fries with nut all over them. Sexy Red. We already know her booty hole brown and everything else. Huh? Megan Thee Stallion, Hot Girl Summer, Carisha. You know, City Girls. You know, Saucy Santana. You know, homie homie got the whole chin strap, but he like to get busted wide open. Yeah, Saucy Santana. These all spawn from Cardi B. And then you gotta, the origin. The origin. And that's even deeper, homie. New Khan, that's even deeper. That's a whole political. That's a whole political front. And I didn't even tap into the political front because, like I said, these rappers, these actors, even the battle rappers was pushing for Biden. Even the battle rappers was put in position. All these battle rappers with these chains, all these battle rappers that we see come up, DNA, all of these battle rappers, they was pushing the political agenda. All of these dudes is industry plants, man. When you come to Grown Man Business TV, once you leave and you go back into the matrix, you can now see past the smoke and mirrors. You can now see behind the curtain, and you gotta say, okay, man, I didn't even think about it like that. But Grown Man Business, he said it, bro. Even the battle rappers are industry plants. All of these entertainers are industry plants. All of them. The rappers. And not just the battle rappers, but the content creators are following up. I guarantee you, I don't even like to say homie name, but I guarantee you gonna see him in due time and however many years from now become very successful, and he will be an industry plant. He is already put in position. He's already let the higher ups and the elites know, I'ma pump jail to the youth. I'm a glorified jail to the youth. Now, please, just let me sit with the celebrities. Please, just let me get in the industry. Please, open the door. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. When you come over here, you can hear the difference. It ain't no hate, man. It's only business. When you come over, like, that's a whole bar right there. When you come over here, you can hear the difference. It's no hate. It's only business. And I don't even do no more rapping. I don't even rap no more, but it come naturally. It flows naturally. When you come over here, you can hear the difference. It ain't no hate. It's only business. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, my G. The industry plan. Listen, man, tap in and tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest.